Welcome to Oilers Nation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
How many Canadian defensemen this season have more points than Evan Bouchard? 1. How many Canadian defensemen are going to the Olympics that aren't named Evan Bouchard? 8. Let's get into it with the lead. Oh, but his offense is never in question. His offense has always been good. How many defensemen in the last 10 years of the NHL, Liam, do you think have had a 6-point game? How many times do you think it's happened in the last 10 years?
0. Well, 1, Bouchard.
Well, Bouchard, McCarr did it once.
Oh.
He did it last March. Chris Letang did it back in 2023. And that's it. If you go from January 1st, 2016 to January 26th, 2026, 10 years, he is the first defenseman in that time frame to have 3 goals and 3 assists in a game.
So here's a fun question. Chris Letang wasn't an Olympian, if I'm not mistaken.
But I think that was more because...
But the point is,
yeah. Well,
is Bouchard the Chris Letang of his generation?
I mean, maybe.
It kind of similarly, right? Like always one of the top offensive defensemen, plays with 2 superstars. He does it. He only gets points because he plays with them. He's like, no, he does it because he's good enough to play with them, too. Oh, that's an interesting one.
I'm going back and I'm looking even further. He's the first defenseman since before the lockout in 05-06 or in 04-05 to have 3 goals and 3 assists in a hockey game.
Damn. I think they said it was only the second in franchise history. Coffee.
Yeah, I was.
Do you know what I was thinking of actually on Saturday when they were going through all this?
Oh my God.
Imagine what people would have said about Paul Coffey if he was playing, like, if social media was a thing back then. You know what I mean?
Probably
like,
a lot of the same stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, you undervalue these guys, but they're just incredible hockey players, and they deserve more appreciation.
Yeah, I'm still going back like 5 years at a time. I still haven't found a defenseman who's gotten 3 goals and 3 assists in a game. Finally got one. He is the first defenseman since Doug Crossman in 1992 to have 3 goals and 3 assists.
Doug Crossman?
Who the hell is that?
Doug Crossman from Peterborough, Ontario.
All right.
Played 914 games in the NHL.
Wow, hell of a career.
364 points.
That is wild.
Never won a cup. Played for Chicago, Philly, LA, the Islanders, Hartford, Detroit, Tampa Bay, St. Louis.
Dang. Did you say Coffey did it?
They said on the broadcast, well, maybe it was just 6 points.
Yeah, I think it was 6 points. Because, again, I'm all the way back, January 1st, 1980. I'm looking at all games by a defenseman where they scored at least 3 goals, and the only 2 who have 3 assists in that game. Like, Coffey had 3 goals, 2 assists a couple of times here, I can see. But even 3 goals and 2 assists has only been accomplished 8 times in the NHL since 1980. Like, I'm saying all this to put in perspective how special that performance was on Saturday night. Like, that is all-time history book level stuff, and you do not fluke your way into doing that. Because, again, if you could... There have been a handful of 6-point games in the last 10 years, like I said. But to have the 3 goals and 3 assists in the game, that's insane. When Crossman did it, by the way, 4 of his points came on the power play. Only 1 of Bouchard's came on the power play.
None of his... Did he score on the power play that night? Was it a goal?
No, it was an assist.
One of his goals was, I think, a 4-on-4.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. He was awesome. He played really, really well. I thought he was pretty strong both ways as well. And one of the few Oilers players that was going, I would say, for the 60-plus minutes of the hockey game. Like, it was one of those weird games where, obviously, the outcome was electric in the last few minutes. But there was a bit of a lull in there for a while. You're like, geez, like, get this game over with. But then everything just happened, and it was great.
Yeah. Yanni says Coffey had 8 points in March 1986. But, again, it wasn't 3 goals and 5 assists. It was, I think, 2 goals, 6 assists or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, the unique part of like the 3 and 3, I think, carries a little bit of weight because he was fine in the back of the net in that game. Let's continue our recap of the hockey. And first off, I will tell you that the show is a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. We're coming to you live from the Sports Closet studio, and we have our mystery player coming up in a little bit, so it's a chance for you to win a $25 GC to the Sports Closet. And while I'm on the topic of ripping through a couple of our lovely sponsors, our game recaps are brought to you by Derek Dodge. It is the beginning of a new chapter for Derek Dodge. They are under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and right now they have an unbeatable deal with every vehicle vehicle purchase, you will receive a trip for two to Las Vegas. You heard that right. When you leave the lot with your new vehicle, you will also have flights and accommodations for a trip for two to beautiful Las Vegas. That is tough to beat. Visit Derek Dodge at 6211 104th Street Northwest or online at derekdodge.com. Exciting stuff. Evan Bouchard was absolutely beautiful. Since the Olympic announcement, Drew Doughty doesn't have a point, and I think he's -5 in 12 games.
Yeah, I think Colin Parayko doesn't have a goal or something like that. And I mean, that's maybe a bad comparison. But yeah. I saw people, I think it was NHL Cities, like, you're telling me Doughty, Parayko, Sanheim, and there was one other one, whoever it was, were better than Evan Bouchard. Like, it's hard to imagine. This is from Golden Hockey after the game. He did correct himself, and he wanted to give Doughty credit where it's due. Doughty was actually -12, not -11. So gotta fill that in. But yeah, no points for Drew Doughty. 18 for Evan Bouchard. Most points by a defenseman since the Olympic announcement. By Canadian defenseman, sorry. It
is absolutely insane. Again, when the roster was announced, you and I didn't roast the decision to leave Bouchard off it too hard because we knew it was coming. The writing was kind of on the wall for the weeks leading up to it that, like, hey, they're likely not taking Evan Bouchard. The reports came out, I think it was 3-4 days before, that they are going to bring the same defense core to Milan that they brought to the Four Nations tournament last February. So it wasn't stunning, so we maybe didn't roast it. But as time has gone on here, they brought Drew Doughty because they, again, Doug Armstrong likes him, and they had the great video of the phone call, and they value the veteran leadership and all of that. But when you go to these tournaments, it's best on best, and that means you also have to find a way to score on the best goalies in the NHL.
Yeah.
And there is a very real scenario, much like in the Four Nations, on multiple occasions, where you're going to need a goal in the third period. I think you build your team for those moments.
Agreed.
And I think Evan Bouchard is a guy, again, right now on Edmonton, a lot of you love to talk about his flaws. I think it is very stupid, but you love to talk about his flaws. Focus a lot more energy on his flaws than what he does well. On After Dark the other day with Aaron, I brought up the analogy that I use with him all the time. If you have a supermodel wife, don't bitch that she's not a great cook. Like, be happy you have a supermodel wife and maybe learn to cook your damn self. But, like, he's so good at what he's good at, and everyone just wants to focus on the part of his game that is a negative. You can shelter him in the Olympics. You might not see a lot of mistakes because of how you can, again, play him in ozone starts, put him in situations where the other team's maybe best players aren't on the ice, all of that stuff. And also, if you have a forward group with McKinnon and Crosby and McDavid and Celebrini and all of those guys, all that high-end talent, why do you not want someone who is also elite at giving them the puck?
Yeah, I think he's proven as well numerous times over the past couple of playoff runs. Like, he showed up in crucial times, like you said, and I thought it was a good question in the chat. Would you rather have him or Hyman if you had to pick one on the Olympic team? Maybe we'll get into that a bit later too. But yeah, it was either way, impressive performance on Saturday from Evan Bouchard.
So Jay's here, by the way.
Hi, guys. I was here the whole time.
Yep, right in the middle of our great Evan Bouchard conversation. My guy Brock Sagan sent me a couple of things today. Just this actually started. Him and I were having a discussion about Mort Seider's candidacy for the Norris.
Oh, no.
And how his underlying numbers are so damn good, right? Like, there's a legit case that Mort Seider's been the best defenseman in the NHL this year. But Cale Makar gets a lot of points, gets a lot of press. I know this is going to tie in greatly
Can't even look at him.
To our whole Seider for Bouchard conversation. But when you compare the two numbers, and Evolving Hockey tracks a whole bunch of things. They track turnovers better than the NHL website does, quality of chances, goals above replacement, like all of these little things. So they give a rating to players. Cale Makar this year has a 92 on offense and a 43 on defense. His offense is obviously so good and outweighs things that his overall still trends more towards that. So they give him a 90 grade for this season. Colorado's power play is god-awful, which is a part of this. But as you can see, like, Makar has given the Avalanche, by their metrics, subpar defense so far this season. He plays with Devon Taves, which, of course, helps his numbers a little bit, has that steadying partner. And Matthias Ekholm's had a great year, but no one's going to sit here and tell you he's on the level of a Devon Taves. Like, there is a bit of Bouchard has to cover for Ekholm in a lot of situations. But anyways, this is Cale Makar's card. He's a 92 and a 43. Evan Bouchard's card gives him a 98 on offense. Now, the power play certainly helps in that. You can see the difference there. He's all the way down in a 22 on defense. Mort Seider, for what it's worth, he's a 95 on offense and a 99 in their defensive metrics, which is crazy. He's having such a good year for the Red Wings. Like, that's disgusting. He does nothing wrong. But I just found it interesting.
I guess I'm an idiot, eh?
No one called you that.
No one called you.
I never called you an idiot. I never would. I don't think that.
I mean, geez. Who am I guess.
Just passionate.
Just
Show me from 2 years ago.
Anyways, Seider, again, probably should be the Norris favorite, but I've just found it was interesting the way kind of all of their numbers kind of match up. What a season Moritz Seider's having. But again, like no one's sitting here and telling you Evan Bouchard is elite defensively.
Nope.
But the stuff he is really good at, I just think is so much more valuable than his flaws. One of the best defensemen at the NHL when it comes to getting out of his own end. One of the best defensemen in the NHL when it comes to defending off the rush. That's another one of the metrics that they take into account. But like he is elite when it comes to keeping his gap, keeping guys to the outside, and not giving up offense off the rush. When you look, basically the only offense he ever gives up is off of his turnovers, but he's so good at every other part of the game. And I just, again, Saturday night was amazing, and I think it's a really good chance to once again highlight that he is like a truly special player. He is a top 12, top 10 defenseman in the NHL, and because there's a narrative about him, because he plays in a big market, there's a lot of people, and boy, is my hair ever off?
The
got the
McTuff.
tough.
Yeah, the McTuff going.
I was a fan of it. So
People just want to narrow in, and every mistake he makes goes mega viral, and all of this stuff. Like people hammer him for his mistakes.
well,
Oh.
There can't be a but.
No. But it's you're thinking we're just trying to create a narrative around this. Like people are just seeking it and just will like.
Yeah, I think
I
his
think
turnovers
it's glorified more. Like
Oh my
McCall
God.
made a big mistake on Saturday too.
against the Islanders. Did you see a clip of it anywhere on social media?
Not from anyone that wasn't an Oilers fan.
Yeah.
But like the Bouchard one gets on Chicklets, gets on everybody else, and it is a bit. I think it's different. But
When you go to a game, it is like, and we talked about this last week, it's like out of hand ridiculous how anything that, it doesn't even have to be a Bouchard mistake. You will hear people in the crowd, oh, Bouchard, fucking Bouchard. I was at the game, was it the Jersey game or was it?
I thought it was a Pittsburgh game.
It might have been, no,
No,
it was the Jersey game.
Yeah.
He was defending a 2-on-1 and like defended it well, and the other team got a shot, and someone behind me was like, fucking Bouchard, learn to play defense. Like, I just think the haters, Jay, and I'm not even putting you in this camp, there's a narrative about him, and the haters have totally lost the plot on it.
Yeah, maybe they've gone, okay. In that example, it's just, people have found reasons to hate him and now are just like tripling. And
It's a confirmation bias. When Matthias Ekholm makes a mistake, nobody sits there, or these people, I should say, don't sit there and jump down his throat and go, what the hell is Ekholm doing? Because in their brains, he's a good defensive defenseman because he's got a beard and he's tough and all of that stuff. So, like, who cares if he makes a mistake with the puck? But when Evan Bouchard, again, there'll be times where, like, he is trying to make a play out of his own end and find that perfect seam. His margin for error is very thin. So, yeah, sometimes it gets flipped back the other way, or he holds onto the puck for half a second too long, which happened in the Jersey game when Connor Brown picked his pocket. But, like, I don't want, this is like, on a quote card, this would sound stupid, but I think with the context of what I'm saying, it makes sense. I don't want him to stop making those mistakes because I don't want him to stop trying really high-end special plays with the puck, because that is how you get games like Saturday night.
But he won't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He is got that temperament that it's not going to phase him and he'll just try it again the next night.
And I love it. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want that to change. If you said Evan Bouchard's going to stop making those 10-bell turnovers because he's going to go out there and just play a very safe brand of hockey, then he's not the defenseman that he is. He's not a great defenseman. He's a great defenseman because he takes those chances. And you know what? If you were to ask that question the way I just phrased it to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, what do you think their answer would be? Do you think they want Evan Bouchard to be more of a glass and out kind of defenseman?
No.
Again,
live by the sword, die by the sword, man.
I just think this fan base can do a better job, and a lot of people do, but this fan base can do a better job of just appreciating him for what he is elite at. Like, this isn't Justin Schultz and, Marc-Andre Bergeron was getting talked about because he's
gotta get a hat
the
trick.
last Oilers defenseman to get a hat trick. This isn't Schultz, this isn't Bergeron.
Pantheon of Oilers top
Yes,
defensemen.
yes.
This isn't even Tyson Barrie, where, like, good guy who can run a power play, but, like, relatively useless everywhere else on the ice. Like, no, he is a top pairing defenseman who, yes, is prone to major gaffes, but he has the ability to absolutely take over a game.
I agree. I don't really have much more to add.
Yep.
He had an awesome game. I think he's done really well for the bulk of this season. It was a bad start, but I think he's picked up. And I agree. I think he deserves way more credit than he's given.
Here's the thing. If he's not scoring at a torrid pace, then it exposes his defensive game. So he started the season slow.
Yeah.
So he's not putting up points. And so you're just going to sit and glare at the defensive mistakes because that's costing us goals. Now he is putting up big numbers. So this is the way to. This is what if he, like I said, he's got to be doing that for you to feel good about him.
But like,
because you're never going to rely. He's not a true number one defenseman in the sense of true number ones can do both.
Even Cale Makar gives subpar defense though.
Okay, but I agreed. But he can outskate a lot of his mistakes. You look at other ones like Roman Yossi and stuff like that. Guys that can kind of cover both, like true number one. I'm talking like elite number ones.
Yeah.
He is Evan Bouchard a top pairing defenseman? Yes, because he can put up so many points.
Yeah.
Power play and 5-on-5. Like if he's humming, he's a weapon. It's just you need that side of his game to hum, or he's a liability.
But has there ever been a point, like I agree early in seasons, he isn't like dialed in, but has there ever been a point where yet in his NHL career where we've gone like 3 months of him not producing? No.
He's shown up in the playoffs. He
shows up when it matters most, which is what we want as well.
Exactly. You can't, and then it's on his teammates then to step up and protect his flaws. Because if he's going to be flying and putting up numbers, like he is going to make mistakes. Like the things that drive me nuts about Bouch, is his 10 bell pass mistakes. For me, it's the ability to get the puck off of him is what drives me the most nuts in our zone. Like he's soft. He's easy to take the puck away from, and that always drives me nuts. But that's, then you really unpack it, and it's like, well, he's just kind of this chill dude that on the other side of the equation, you love him for his chillness.
Yeah.
Like, again, you can go.
So it's like.
The occasion's never too big for him.
Right? So that's why he's so polarizing.
Look at that play he made to keep in the puck in the final minute against the Capitals.
That is true.
And, like, that's not a one-off. He is, like, truly elite. The amount of times he keeps the play alive at the Oilers' blue line, again, that is why Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl love playing.
He probably has the best hand-eye on the team.
Yeah, probably.
Like he's probably like a hand-eye savant, like he is. Because I guess he's really good at ping pong and stuff like that, right? So, like.
Is that actually a thing?
I think that's a thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's just one of those guys that's just
bigger picture conversation, and I don't even really want to go here because it probably involves having to get Darnell Nurse's money off the books somehow this summer.
Do it again.
But like, good Lord, if you could find him, because I know like Ekholm next year, his cap hit drops to $4 million. He's going to be 36 next year.
If you can find new Ekholm, new younger Ekholm then goes to second pairing.
Yeah.
Is that Wallman?
I don't know if Wallman is that guy. I think like, again, the
You're asking him to take a step up, and I don't think he's in his career where he can take a step up.
But I don't think you need to ask him to do that immediately. Like, I think I can be like, as the season progressive, like, his minutes increase. Ekholm's, it's based off Ekholm, too. Like, I think he's proven us wrong. Like, the start of the season is bad, but now he's unreal.
He's good, yeah.
And this might not even be something you need to do this summer. Like Matthias Ekholm, let's see how he does in the playoffs this year, because that'll be a really good test for him and his body. And then let's see how you can see how he starts the year next year. Like this might not be a problem that you really have to solve until halfway through next year, and it's probably borderline impossible to solve it until you figure out a way to get Darnell Nurse off your roster, which again might just be a non-starter. But like, man, if there could ever be a world where you get a new, younger Ekholm and he plays with Bouch, and then Wallman plays with Wallman plays with Ekholm, and you have this Emberson-Stasny third pair, like you can just see the makings of a blue line that would just be so perfectly balanced. But again, it's just probably not going to happen. I do see a couple of super chats there. I want to get to those, but one more thing to check off the list from our game recap. What did we make of the Connor Ingram pulling?
I think it's
hindsight
fine.
would say great move.
Yeah. Well, I think in the moment, no, I'd look at him like, you didn't pull Jari, but now you've made this decision, and you lost that game against Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't improve. So I think it was the right decision. As much as like that last goal was unfortunate, and I wouldn't put that on Ingram by any means, but it's kind of two shots from that area. It felt like Washington and maybe found a hole in Ingram. Is like, do you want to keep that being exploited? I think it was the right decision because you learn. Basically what I'm saying is that they learned from their mistake last game by not pulling Jari.
Mm-hmm. Andrew says Ingram wasn't recovering in that game, so I do think again. This is a line we use a lot, but like you can use hindsight when you judge these things because it's a results-driven business. Did the call Chris Knobloch's paid to make, a difficult one in that, did it work? And it did. They won the hockey game. So Chris Knobloch ultimately made the right decision. In kind of peeling back the layers of this, there's two areas I want to go to. Are they uber sensitive to Connor Ingram and maybe how he's feeling mentally in a hockey game? Could this have been a decision where they sit there and went like, if this gets really bad, we don't know how he's going to handle it. So let's just pull him. Upside wakes up the team maybe a little bit here. Like, I think there could be that angle where they're protective of Connor Ingram in these situations. So I want to maybe give them the benefit of the doubt that, like, there's an angle of this that's behind closed doors that we don't see. Or is it the flip side? Do they really want to show Tristan Jarry that this is his crease? They give him back-to-back starts earlier in the week when it would have made a lot of sense to go back to a guy in Connor Ingram who was coming off a shutout, but instead he sits for 6 straight days. He comes out, plays like this. They're quick to pull him when they weren't as quick to pull Tristan Jarry in the loss to Pittsburgh. Does this say anything just about how they view their two goaltenders?
Or is it nothing to do with the goalies and to do with the team and the fact that they've been flat for basically 3 straight games? And you're like, hey, like, figure it out. Like, enough of this BS of, like, these teams coming in on a second of back-to-back and just walking all over us. Mm-hmm. I think it's maybe a reflection on the players in front of Ingram and Jarry than necessarily the goalies themselves. I think that's the way I would spin it.
And I think that, like, again, this is not like someone's going to be right or wrong in this because we really don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I think that's a fair point.
And it kind of woke them up, kind of didn't. Like I said earlier, the game was fairly mild for most of it. Yeah. I think that's even a polite way to put it. And then they had a bit of juice at the end, but it took the Stars to carry it up. And I mean, that third period was hard as well because there were so many power plays. And there's not a lot of rhythm going through the game. Like, I know someone commented, I made a post earlier in the game saying how well Savoy and Howard played. And then someone was like, well, Howard played 10 minutes. Like, he didn't really get a chance in the third. You're chasing the whole game, and it's just special teams.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from that game? I mean, the OT winner, electric. Connor McDavid, that smile on his face was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you want these games.
Yeah.
But you don't want this to be the game where they've just lost 2 in a row and this is what they need to do to win the next game. Like, you want these types of games when they're on a heater.
Yeah.
And they won a game that they shouldn't have won. That's all.
I think that's fair. I mean, credit to him for digging deep and finding a way to not lose that third game. Now, can they rattle off a couple of wins and maybe win 3 games in a row? Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
They're playing Anaheim, and I know Anaheim's a little bit tricky this year.
Well, they've won 7 hockey games in a row.
Well, that's a good thing because streaks end in Edmonton. Normally, it's our streaks end in Edmonton, but we will end their streak.
Hell of a spin zone. Felix Sicard is going to be our guest coming up at 1 o'clock from the Crash the Pond podcast. He covers the Anaheim Ducks really, really well for them. So he's going to join us at 1, and we'll dig into things from an Anaheim perspective and get to know the opponent tonight a little bit better. On the flip side of things, let's do game day from an Oilers perspective. Game days on Oilers Nation Everyday are brought to you by Capital GMC Buick Edmonton. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Liam, you and I, when we were in Jasper, got to drive around in that new Denali. Oh my God, is it ever beautiful.
It was very comfortable too.
Yeah.
Had a nice little ride around the block in it.
It was sweet. All the little like bells, whistles, features that you get in that. The heads up display where how fast you're going is like displayed on the road in front of you so you never look down. Unbelievable stuff. If you had that, I mean, you aren't going around getting speeding tickets with that little feature built in. You always know how fast you're going. Anyways, 5 different players on the team currently drive vehicles from Capital GMC Buick. So if it's good enough for them, it's got to be good enough for you. Visit them online, capitalgmcbuick.ca. I want to start this with a shout out to a friend of the nation. Okay. Tonight is McMullet's 200th consecutive home game.
Whoa.
So think
Think how
41
many kilometers that is.
41 home games a season, plus whatever's in the playoffs. We are talking about a guy who has basically gone to 4 consecutive years of Oilers games on home ice.
Even preseason. He drives from Strathmore for every game. For people who don't know where that is, he's in his car for what, 2.5, 3 hours?
Oh, 4
3
hours.
hours,
Is it
18 minutes.
There you go.
There you go.
3 hours and 18 minutes.
Kilometers?
So it's 670 kilometers there and back.
Okay.
So now we just times that by 200.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Or I guess either way, whatever.
No, 200.
134,000 kilometers.
So that, could he have circumnavigated the globe?
I don't know how to do that. Aaron?
Well, just Google how far to circumnavigate the globe.
How far to
It's a race.
40,000
Oh,
kilometers.
so he's gone around the world 2.5 times.
There you go.
that
there
almost
it
like
is.
doesn't
That's the
feel.
road.
That's the drive. That almost doesn't feel
Which
right.
route does he take?
Maybe he mixes
Ooh.
it up based on how good they're playing.
That's true.
If it's a heater, you stick on the same way, mix it up.
Listen to After Dark on your drive. I know he does from time to time. Shout out.
He does.
He's driven around the world 2.5 times to watch the Oilers play. That's crazy.
That's crazy that it's only 40,000 kilometers to go around the equator. Dang. Yeah, that is a
Small
wild
world.
stat. Crazy.
Anyway,
Anyway,
flat
shout out
earther like me, it's half the distance.
yes. No, because you got to go there, then you got to go back. There's no way to loop.
You'd have to pass where you were going once.
But
too,
it's about
right?
getting
Yeah,
from
no.
one end to the other.
Sure.
I guess not starting from where you started. It is, it would be 2 laps.
That's funny.
That threw me off. Anyway, shout out to McMullet, his 200th consecutive home game tonight. So if you see him at the game, give him a high five and a congratulations.
Jack said, well, there are back-to-back home games. I've asked him before, I was like, do you ever stay? He says no. He always goes home.
He works.
Yeah, he has to go to work the
Yeah.
next day.
Think about that. If you're ever pissed off sitting on your couch at home that like the Oilers didn't show up for a hockey game, and you're like, God, I gotta go to bed. Why did I waste my time watching that? He still has 3 more hours of a drive.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just absolutely crazy. I'll see him at the game tonight, and I'll give him a big congratulations. But that is no small feat for our friend McMullet. The Ducks are on an NHL best 7-game winning streak coming into tonight. But for the Oilers, they are coming off a win, and they're going to have some new faces in the lineup tonight. Kasperi Kapanen will make his return. Andrew Mangiapane slides out of the lineup. So Mangiapane is healthy scratched. The projection from Jason Gregor is that Kapanen will slot back on the Edmonton Oilers' second line with Leon Draisaitl and Vasily Podkolzin. The top line will stay the same, and the third line center is somebody new. Josh Samanski getting the recall today. Ike Howard going back down to the Bakersfield Condors. And Szymanski's going to apparently center the third line with Savoy and Roslovic. Again, Gregor doing a bit of projecting here, so it could be different. But Josh Samanski called up Liam. He's having a hell of a year down in Bakersfield. 22 even strength points, I believe I saw. It's earned. He's going to the Olympics in a week, so maybe it's a chance for him to get acclimated with
Which
Leon.
country?
Germany.
Oh.
Yeah. So a chance for him
Leon's
to maybe
asked for this.
Yeah, for him to get acclimated. Leon apparently did have a say in them signing him.
Oh, nice.
And he called them. So Szymanski's going to the Olympics in a week. They're bringing him up. The Coles notes on him: big body.
How big?
6'3".
Yeah.
6'3", big body. 22 years old, I believe, Liam.
Yeah. 23.
23 years old. Young, big body, can play center. Is a left shot. You see there the 28 points in
Left
the
shot and he
AHL.
plays right wing?
Yeah, I think he likes flipping around, but he's going to play center for the Oilers.
Yep.
So he can play multiple positions. But 22 5-on-5 points, I believe it is, according to Bruce Kurlock, tied for 6th in the entire American Hockey League in 5-on-5 scoring.
The thing is, with him, too, I don't think many people expected much offense from him when he came over from Germany. He was kind of just going to be a depth contributor that would be their two-way centerman. Somewhat what Adam Henrique is supposed to be for the Oilers, I guess, for Bakersfield. But he just shot his way up the lineup. They've had a lot of injuries, and he's capitalized on it, too. So it's good for him to get a call. I'm surprised, based off where he was at the start of the season, to see him. But I think it's definitely one that's been earned. I think every player that's come up from Bakersfield has earned the opportunity to be here. Sometimes it is based off circumstance, but still, like, again, I've said it so many times, I think Edmonton and Bakersfield have never been so connected in the way of like their style of play, and that players are coming up and they're ready to go.
Like how long has it been since we've had like this much call up? Like the total is pretty high.
Yeah.
Really high.
Yeah, I mean, Howard, Hudson, now Samanski, a bunch of guys have gotten their cups of coffee.
Jones has had to go.
Yeah.
Yes, Riley Stillman, of course.
But like, I think more specifically, like, and this would exclude Jones from the conversation, but like 3 different players under 25 who are they're like giving cups of coffee to and giving looks to. So really interested to see how they deploy Samanski here tonight. I think this maybe does give us a little bit of a peek into how they're potentially viewing their deadline plans.
Maybe he's a duck hunter.
I think they want guys who know how to play a bottom 6 role. And with Samanski, I don't know if this is necessarily a player who they have like top 6 expectations for, even though he's 23 years old. So I think that's why they're comfortable maybe bringing him up and giving him a true, honest look in a third line role.
Well, he's a two-way guy, right?
A little bit, yeah.
I don't think they have any expectations for him to play top 6 in Edmonton.
Yeah.
I mean, look who's ahead of him at the end of the day. I just don't think his offense will translate quite as well to the NHL. It'll take a while, but again, he's earned the opportunity.
And he's going to get to play with some skill with Roslovic and Savoy. Like, again, if he's a big body that can create space for those two, this line has the potential to work. Like, that combination sounds good. They want to see what they have in Samanski. I think that makes a ton of sense. I, again, am curious if maybe this doesn't show us that they are very committed to Nuge on the top line with McDavid and Hyman. Saw a stat the other day. That line is the best line in the NHL when it comes to expected goals for percentage at 5-on-5. So maybe they really don't want to mess with that. The second line really had some juice before Kapanen got hurt. No need to mess with that. Let's find out how Samanski works as the third line center. And in a miracle world, he's the solution, which would be crazy. But I think in a more realistic world, he maybe gives you an idea of what kind of player you want to go get.
Mm-hmm.
Let's drink the Kool-Aid, guys.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
I mean, you've got the opportunity. Henrique's not here. Let's see what the kid's got. I mean, Roslovic is never going to be the third line center solution on this team. You know what I mean? May as well. I think Howard has played well, though,
What's
when he
his
was
penalty
here.
minutes? Is he feisty?
36 PIMs in 39 games.
+8 on the season.
+8, ±, yes.
Just on Howard, I think he came up and played well. I think he probably deserved a little bit more than what he got. And I'm not saying that in ice time, but just in like rewards in the terms of points. I thought he had a good little stretch here. He seemed like a bit more of a determined player, I think is a fair way to put it.
These are the days when we miss having our friend Bruce Kurlock on the show, but what we can do is read his tweets.
Okay.
He tweeted, at the end of the day, the Oilers need a 3C who can play defensively first and win faceoffs. That's not Roslovic. That's not Henrique. That's not Frederick. Samanski has a chance here, and he's got someone in Leon Draisaitl who will help him. He added, folks, what the Oilers organization is doing should give you hope for the future. To be able to have scouting and development groups that can give an NHL head coach options from within to try and solve issues is a good thing. It's been some time since the Oilers could do this, and that goes back to your point.
So the changes they made there are paying dividends now.
Yeah, clearly. We got some super chats. Obviously, all of our super chat donations go
amount of super
to
chats.
the Ben Stelter Foundation. So let's rip through a couple of these. Jaron dropped in $6.99. This is going back to the Washington game. He missed a plus 35,000 parlay by Strome one shot. Had him for 2. He only had 1. I'll be thinking about that one for a long time. That does sting.
How many legs?
Like, what was in that? Had to be like Bouchard and McDavid both get like 3 points and stuff like that. Crazy. Yeah, a bunch of shot props, clearly. Bob is in $6.99. Bouch haters still running their mouth. It's so comical at this point. So clear that they know they're wrong and can't admit it. Clowns. So Bob is very fired up about the Bouchard conversation. Our friend Northside Norm dropped in $10. Leon and Connor have more giveaways than Evan. Barely. And those 3 are also on the ice the most, which is a part of it when you look at just straight turnover stats. Players with the puck, players who play a lot, they tend to have more turnovers. That, again, look at who leads the NHL in turnovers. It's a who's who of quality offensive players who are trying to make plays all game. Kale dropped in $2.79 and just said Roslovic, Samanski, Savoy with the little eyes emoji. Excited to see that tonight. And 93 Will 96 dropped in 23 euros, Liam? Is that what that would be?
That is a euro.
Is that a euro?
Hello from beautiful Straubing, Germany. Josh played here for 4 years before joining the Oilers organization. He's such a great guy, wishing him nothing but the best for his start. Go Oilers and go Straubing Tigers. Yes, Josh Samanski spent 4 years playing in the DEL with Straubing. His last season there, he put up 40 points in 52 games.
Whoa. Red alert.
And Mistaken Mexican just dropped in $200 to the Ben Stelter Foundation. What a beautiful guy he is. He is someone who, out of the 200 games McMullet's gone to, Mistaken Mexican, our boy Kyler, has probably been riding shotgun for a decent chunk of them. Yeah, keeping him awake on those car rides home.
Keep him awake.
But Mistaken Mexican drops in $200 and says, congratulations, McMullet. What a feat. Let's go Oilers. Boosh is the solution. So thank you all for the super chats today. Those are all going to a great cause. 200 for 200 games. Absolutely. That's a nice touch. So we covered that. Shout out McMullet. Shout out Josh Samanski. Excited to see Kasperi Kapanen back in the lineup. He kind of said today that he's really hoping he has all of this stuff put behind him. Hopefully he's hungry. Hopefully the injury concerns, I don't think they will, but
what have they been? Do we know?
I think this last time they were too vague with us.
Yeah, he just said he was out a week.
Yeah.
It might have just been a bruise, to be honest.
Contusion.
Yeah, maybe.
People were
contusion.
saying that he's injury prone, and I went off going, dude, he caught an edge and he fell. Okay, like that happened.
It's different. Yeah, totally.
Jay, I'll let you pick what we get to do next.
Oh, boy.
We have trade talk.
Ooh, fun.
We have game day betting challenge.
Love it.
We have today's mystery player.
Well,
wow.
I get to do all three, right?
You will get to do all three. Which one should we do next?
Well, trade talk could take up a lot of time, so should I get that out of the way?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, let's do some trade talk. Our trade talk on the show, every day we tackle a different deadline topic, and it is brought to you by Levelware and Hurley. The cultural shift happening in golf. Athletes from other pro sports and even podcasters are starting to embrace golf. We're a big golf podcast. Aaron got really into it last year. Are you like now jonesing for the next golf season to start?
I'm so ready to go. I got the CCT membership thing for 2026, so it's cheaper. I've been hitting the simulator by my house.
Nice.
It's so much better when you're not terrible.
Yeah. And
shockingly enough.
I've said this before. You are at the part that I think like every golfer envies, where like you're going from like shooting in like the hundreds.
Yeah, I'm like at 102 there, and this is going to be the nice 90 run.
Yeah,
everybody tells me about, and that after, basically, when you get below 90, you're pretty much stuck.
Yeah, you do get stuck at some point, but you're in that part where like strokes will just like melt away and you'll see the progress. Anyways, golf is having a moment right now, and that shift is exactly where the Hurley collaboration with Levelware comes in. They're bringing that laid-back board sports energy, and this collection pulls inspiration from Hawaiian and coastal prints. Levelware takes that inspiration and brings it to life through performance-driven, sustainably made apparel. The collection is live, the Fairwaves collection. It's on Levelware's website. If you want to shop, go to levelware.com. Check out the polos, hoodies, hats, and casuals. Here's what I got. I went today through all the teams that should be sellers, and I have a list, assuming that this Josh Samanski thing shows us the Oilers are looking for, and we've read the tea leaves a little bit from different reports from different insiders. The Oilers are looking for bottom six center, bottom six help, and players who can play and understand their role a little bit better. So here are the names I got. First one, just because there's a rumbling today that he asked out, he's not a centerman. Any interest in a Jeff Skinner reunion? 50% retained. He did score here.
But you can't put him in a bottom six.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't. If he was retained down to $1.5 million, I mean, I don't think so.
So he's requested out of San Jose.
Well, this is from Curtis Pashelka. Asked if he's requested a trade, Jeff Skinner said, I'm aware of the roster situation. I'm aware of the amount of young guys here and sort of where I fit in the big picture. Again, I'm not in control of that. I just come to practice. I think if things go on like that, it's between managers or agents. As a player, I just worry about playing or practicing. That sounds like a guy who's probably asked for a trade.
Yep. I don't think there's any between the lines there.
If you're asked point blank, did you request a trade, and the first words out of your mouth aren't no, you probably requested a trade. I'm good, and I don't think Knobloch would sign up for that, so Bowman's probably smarter. But I do think a contending team could still value from a guy like Jeff Skinner.
I think the Oilers valued from him last season.
Yeah.
Certain moments in the playoffs. I wouldn't take him back because Knobloch doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Like,
wanted to get him out of the way just because he's in the news and he's a part of the conversation. But let's go through another couple of names here. We'll go to Winnipeg, who we talked about a lot last week. You have Morgan Barron, skates really well. Scoring isn't there. He's cheap, right under 50% when it comes to faceoff percentage. He's a left shot. We do know that they'd probably like to add a right shot centerman at some point here, but Morgan Barron would be one option. He also comes with a little bit of term, which I think, again, if the way the Oilers have acted at past deadlines is any indication of things, they like guys with term or guys who they are very confident they can keep past their current contract. He has one more year at $1.85 million. So if you were to get him and you think he's a fit, you get him for, a playoff run, then another full season. The other name, of course, is Jonathan Toews. I wrote about it last week on the site. His numbers continue to get better as the year's gone on. Elite face-off guy. Like, he's come back. And the one part of his game that still looks like old Jonathan Toews is that he wins pretty much every faceoff he takes. Good faceoff, speed's an issue. The numbers are getting better. Also a left shot. Any interest in either one of the two players from Winnipeg, or are they not a big enough upgrade on what you have?
The Barron one isn't too bad. I like the extra year. He's only 27. The Jonathan Toews thing, it just doesn't make sense to me. It makes too much bonus money.
Remove that. Remove the bonus thing. It'd be awesome.
It would be good.
It'd be cool
It
to
would
see.
be awesome. And so now I'm warming up again. Last week I'm like the bonuses, but it's once again we got to see it's Ryan O'Reilly or bust. I don't know what we're talking about if we're talking about the 3C position, but
Samanski,
I think we'd all agree that yes, Ryan O'Reilly would be the best name that you could possibly get, and if Mangiapane's out the door, you can afford him. But if Nashville's really dangling Ryan O'Reilly, $4.5 million, one more year on the contract, there are going to be 12 teams calling them on him. Mm-hmm. Do the Oilers have the ability to win that bidding war?
Well, I'm assuming he's in control of his destiny.
He does not technically have a no-trade clause, but Barry Trotz in the past has said that they will treat him with the respect a veteran player deserves. So I think it is, hey, Ryan, do you want to get traded? If the answer is yes, we're trading you to a contender. So again, Nashville does have the ability to just go pure bidding war. Whoever is the highest bidder gets them, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I worry about Edmonton's
Any
ability.
contender would be sniffing.
I know, but again, if the Oilers are sitting there saying, "All right, here's a first-round pick,"
he's looking at it being like, "Wow, I can really help that team."
But again, Nashville doesn't have to honor that. Nashville could just go to him and say, "Do you want to go and try win a Stanley Cup?" He says yes, and they could say, "We'll take it from here, big guy."
Yep.
If Edmonton's willing to offer a first, is San Jose willing to offer a couple of their higher end assets? I think a bunch of teams are going to be willing. LA has extra picks and cap space.
LA sucks.
But
we have Connor and Leon.
I know, but
no other team has them. Last I checked.
Yes, obviously Ryan O'Reilly would like to play here more than he'd like to play in LA or what we presume, although he didn't like playing in Toronto, left to sign in Nashville, so maybe that's not true. I am purely talking about when Barry Trotz calls the final four GMs and says, put your best offer on the table. I don't know if Edmonton's best offer can beat other teams' best offer at this point. So that's why I wanted to talk about some of these check down names. Can you try to get not even close to Ryan O'Reilly, but can you still try to upgrade while not having to give up a Matt Savoy in the trade or whatever? So those are the first two.
Barron would be good too because he brings a bit more speed in your bottom six.
I do agree. And positional versatility, which we know they always value.
I do like that.
I included Oscar Sundqvist in this just because he's a right shot, but I think the scoring metrics are so bad. I don't think there's enough upside here to go after the guy. But what he does bring, right shot, physicality, size, and pending UFA at the end of the year. So if it doesn't work, you just cut bait kind of thing. But I don't think he presents enough of an upgrade on Curtis Lazar to make it worth it.
I would probably agree.
Well, I don't know, man. What Lazar's been able to do that fourth line,
unreal.
You don't want to mess with that, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
This is all about, this is third line improvement. That is the focus. So even if it's adding two bodies to the third line.
If it was you can have Sundqvist for a fifth and he's the third trade of the day.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And maybe he's your 13th forward. Yeah. Maybe he's a bit better than Lazar. Who knows how he fits, but I agree with you on that. He can be, you nailed it, your third trade. Mm-hmm. But he can't be your first or second trade.
No, which I guess
your
technically.
Derek Bouchard, if you will.
Exactly. Good penalty killer, good in the room, all the good stuff.
Next guy I got, I think, is above Bluger, but I think I still had him below Barron and Toews. Teddy Bluger in Vancouver is really interesting. He's scoring at like a somewhat decent clip with the Vancouver Canucks. He has a $1.8 million cap hit. He's a free agent at the end of the season. So far this year, he has only played in 5 games because he's been banged up. But in those 5 games, he's scored 3 goals.
He's Latvian, isn't he?
He is.
He is, yeah.
His minutes are
Internationally, he
high.
probably has the heart of a lion.
Probably, yeah. I've had to assume.
So he's going to the Olympics.
Should be, yeah. His minutes per game this season, 12, 18, 18, 14, 15. So if he comes here, he's not going to play that much. He's a left shot. Over the last 3 years, he's 51% in the faceoff dot. So, again, not terrible in the dot, not elite. Bluger. Is that, like, if I gave you the choice between Bluger and Taves, I mean, maybe you take Bluger just because the contract's easier to stomach?
He's only played 5 games this season?
Yeah, he's been hurt.
Is he back?
He's back now. He got hurt on October 19th. He came back a week ago.
Hurt with what?
I don't know what it was.
3 goals in those 5 games, by the way.
Yeah.
They're fire sailing, so
he might be a sneaky good ad just because he's been hurt.
Yeah.
Like he
he
might
can
be able
score.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back to last season with the Canucks,
Teddy
he
Bluger.
he only had 8 goals in 82 games last year, 26 points, but they all came at even strength. I don't know.
Oh, I don't mind Teddy Bluger. I think he's a decent ad.
Yeah.
I would
He's only 6 feet, doesn't give you size.
that's okay. Does he play with size?
And again, being Latvian, I think he probably would.
He's willing to throw it all out there.
2
Play
more
it
names.
on the line. I think he's probably just as good as Lazar.
Yeah, probably.
But one's
He's
left.
Just
one's
as good, but he's scoring.
But he's only played 5 games. But like last season, for example, I looked. He had 20, maybe a bit more offensive upside. Sorry, I was looking more of these.
only had 8
stats.
goals last year, though.
26 points, though.
Yep. And again, I know people are saying like Boone Jenner and Ryan O'Reilly in the chat. Like, yes, I'm fully aware that those guys are better solutions. I'm just talking about like there is no guarantee they trade Boone Jenner. There is no guarantee the Oilers can put together a package good enough to get Ryan O'Reilly. Like they might need to check down a little bit here. These next 2 names I think might be my favorite, so I saved them for last. What if you're talking to the Nashville Predators and they go, hey, sorry, we're trading Ryan O'Reilly to Vegas because they give us a better offer?
Of course.
Classic. We've been there.
He is going to Vegas.
I know. No, I think Shen's going to go to Vegas, but would you have any interest in Eric Holla?
Holla, holla.
He scored against us the other day.
Holla. Yeah, I would for that reason only.
8 goals in 51 games, 25 points on the year. He's a pending UFA, can play center or the left wing, $3.1 million, 51%-ish in the dot, right around there.
How many minutes a night does he play?
In his last 5 games, it's been 14, 16, 13, 16, 15. On the year, he averages 16:30 a night.
He's fast, isn't he?
He can move, he can boogie.
34 now. I thought he'd won a cup with someone, but he's not. 810 games, 78 playoff games. I mean, he's an upgrade off, I would say, off both Henrique and Lazar. I just wonder what the price would be for someone like him.
Yeah. He's in the 68th percentile in skating speed, max skating speed. He's in the 71st percentile in bursts above 22 miles per hour or more. So he's an above average skater.
Yep. I would take him.
Yeah.
I think he's an upgrade, but
I'm interested.
Yeah. Is he playing more center or wing this season? I know right now he's playing center, but is that just because Nashville has no centers, or is he actually playing center?
I mean, he's winning draws and the numbers are good,
Yeah,
so I think
that's
he's
fair.
a good center.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take him. But number 1 on my list from what you said.
So
far.
now if I were to put him next to, let's say the Toronto Maple Leafs decide to sell off and get rid of some pending UFAs, him or Nicholas Waugh. Nicholas Waugh, I believe, is a little bit better in the dot.
I've always liked Waugh. I feel like when the Oilers play him, I'm like, he's a good player.
I would say get both.
I would say both would be a good
Waugh
option.
shoots right.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we got a full board.
Can't score.
Right
Yes.
shot, strong in the face-off. He is having a putrid offensive season with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Is he getting scored on a lot?
On the season, he's +4. He has 4 goals and 14 assists in 49 games.
What was he last year? What was his stats last year?
Last season,
15 goals in 71 games last year. So you might be buying low. Before this season, his goal totals by year were 15, 13, 14, 15.
I would take him. Like I said, I feel like every time the Oilers play him, I'm like, they've got a good player there. And when the Leafs got him, obviously he's not comparable to Mitch Marner, but when they got him, I thought, okay, it's better than losing him for nothing. You got a good player in return. So, yeah, if you can buy low on him, I would consider him. I mean, bad offensive season, still has 18 points.
Well, he's playing on the Maple Leafs, so that also
Below
weighs
50th
him down.
percentile in all skating metrics. So he's slow.
Ooh.
What's Lazar?
I mean,
Yeah, but it's
I just mean, like, the thing is, like, Lazar's not fast, but, like, he has an
Intangibles.
impact.
yeah.
Curtis Lazar is just above 50th percentile, so he's a
speedster.
bit quicker.
Wow. Maybe not then.
Yeah, maybe not.
Where's Bluger on the speed?
I will find that out for you.
I'm kind of in on Bluger.
I don't mind Bluger. And again, like, for people just tuning in, this is not the number one target for the Oilers. This is like, we've
It's the
made a
only
trade or
target.
two. He's the only, yes, the only
It's
target.
Vontae Mack. It's
No matter
no
what.
matter what.
Bluger is, again, he's only played 5 games, so I almost don't want to judge him too hard on
Oh,
this.
recency bias.
But
Judge
he is
him.
below 50th percentile in the skating metrics.
Ooh, Teddy.
Nicholas
Teddy
Waugh's average speed is faster than Curtis Lazar, though.
Okay.
Like 3 miles per hour.
Interesting. So there you go. That's our trade talk brought to you by the Hurley and Level.
So who would yours be?
Uh,
Pull that back up again, Aaron, if you don't mind.
if you were,
Paul has moved around.
He's played for a lot of teams.
So that's
Played
a
for a lot,
concern.
Played for a lot of teams, but always scored.
Yeah.
So here you go. Minnesota was his one team. Highest goals he had was 15, had a 14-goal season. Vegas, 29-goal season. Carolina, 12 goals in 41 games. Nashville, first time he was there, he had 9 goals, 51. Boston, one season, 18 and 78. Few years in New Jersey, had 14, 16, 11. This season has 8.
All right.
So it doesn't take long to settle in.
If you get into a world where, like, you can't afford Braden Shen, you miss out on Ryan O'Reilly, maybe Columbus goes like, we're not trading Boone Jenner, we're going to extend him, because that's a very real possibility with the Jenner stuff. How disappointed would you be if your deadline ads were Holla and Bluger? Like, disappointed, but they'd still be a bit better.
That's it.
Those are the two forwards.
Well, like the thing we need to repair is our bottom 6.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Like, on the surface level, sure, it doesn't look great, but it's like the holes are in the bottom 6.
Like, what if your lineup for night 1 of the playoffs was McDavid, Nuge, Hyman, Draisaitl, Roslovic, Podkolzin. You move back up Roslovic. You have a third line that's Holla, Bluger, Kapanen. Is there some speed there with Holla and Kapanen, so Bluger's speed isn't an issue? And then your fourth line is like
Hall's a Finn, right?
Yeah.
Your fourth line is some sort of like Henrique, Janmark, Lazar, Frederick. Like, someone's got to sit every night, but who cares? You have depth.
I think Henrique is LTR and done for the season.
I think he will be too.
We're hoping.
We'll
We
find
don't
out
know
this
that.
week.
Yeah,
We
we'll
have
find out.
Dave to tell us.
Yep. Yeah, we gave him homework. Okay. Now we got to rifle through these next couple, but mystery player, boys.
Okay.
Oilers taking on the Ducks.
The Ducks.
The answer to the mystery
Oilers,
player
Ducks.
is someone who's played for both teams.
Chris Pronger.
If you haven't played the game before, here's how it works. I'm going to give you 4 clues. You can guess in the YouTube chat. First three people to get it right get to go to the prize wheel. We spin the wheel. Someone's going home with $25 from the Sports Closet, sportscloset.ca. People are saying I missed Savoy. I did miss Savoy in that projected lineup, but again,
Because he got traded.
For Eric Holla.
I won't even say that. I wasn't going to say that. All right, let's give the people their first clue, Aaron. I joined the Oilers the season after the 06 Cup run and only played 1
Got
year
it.
with the team. You want to whisper it to me? Nope. No? Jay did not get it. Someone said Derek Brassard. It was not Derek Brassard. He did not play for the Anaheim Ducks.
Are you sure about that?
Couple of guesses. JF Jacques, Corey Perry, Sam Carrick. Nope. Not Derek Brassard, not Henrique, not Carrick. So
After 06.
let's give the people their second clue. When I was a Duck, they were still the Mighty Ducks, which still could, I suppose, apply to Joffrey Lupul.
So it's not Joffrey Lupul.
But it's not Joffrey Lupul.
Oh, jeez.
Hint number 3.
Okay.
I left the Oilers and went to Pittsburgh, and I won a Stanley Cup in 2009. Had a good year, too.
left the Oilers.
He
and
had
went to
53
Pittsburgh.
points with the Oilers. It was no slouch of a season.
Is his name in the chat?
I just saw it once.
I don't know this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
People are getting him in the chat.
Is
Fourth clue, I was born in the Czech Republic. Czechia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that name a couple
So,
times. Yeah.
Zedstrom was the first one to get it. Peter Sikora is the answer. SP9570 was number 2.
Kevy?
SP, I don't think anybody got
I thought it was Lupul.
Kevy.
someone got it and spelled it horrendously.
But he said
wrong.
it twice, and he tried to correct himself.
Did he?
Yeah, a bit further down. So he put Peter, though, too. He just
Oh, yeah.
spelled it wrong
There
on
you go.
both
Yeah, he was
occasions.
still the third one, though, right? I think
Oh, is he?
Kevy's in,
Okay.
yeah. Kevy was first, Zedstrom was second, and third was SP. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
We got 3 names in there. Zedstrom, SP, and Kevy. Spin that wheel. Ooh, Zedstrom.
Zedstrom, congrats.
You know what? And
No
he's been
drama
buzzing. I
either.
think he's been in the draw a few times. Zedstrom, you're our winner. $25 to the Sports Closet. I think it's good on the website too. But email me, Tyler@OilersNation.com. Say I am Zedstrom, and I won the mystery player today, and I will get you all sorted up with our friends at the Sports Closet. There you go. Peter Sikora was your mystery player. He played over 1,000 games in the NHL, 721 points. He had a hell of a career.
And wasn't he a Devil?
He was an original Devil, drafted by the Devils in the first round, 18th overall.
An original Devil?
Well, that's who he was with
Did
originally.
he win a cup with the Devils?
No.
How old is he?
He did. Sorry, 99, 2000. He did win a cup with the Devils. So he won 2 Stanley Cups in his career.
Damn. And a Swiss National Championship Cup.
Yeah, it was Bern.
Oh, in the Swiss League.
Yeah, in the Swiss.
Okay.
All right, Jay, we're going to let you go in a second. But before we do, it is time for our game day betting challenge brought to you by Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. The Oilers, even though the Ducks have won 7 in a row and the Oilers have been, we'll call it average for the last little while, Edmonton comes into this game minus 270
I know.
on the money line.
Wild.
I thought it was going to be like at least minus 130.
Wild.
Hand up. If I wasn't an Oilers fan, the Ducks are the bet of the night on the NHL slate. Plus 220 is way too good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is too
especially when
good.
they're red hot.
Yeah.
Did you know the Anaheim Ducks, by the way, are
They
one
played in Calgary last night.
Yep. Of course,
Of course,
they did.
how'd they do? They won.
They won.
7 in a row in
Like
OT?
the rest of them have.
So because of that, the Oilers are getting Ville Husso between the pipes tonight. And he obviously has not been as good as a Lucas Dostal. As of late, I should say, Husso's numbers have cratered a little bit. The Anaheim Ducks, as it stands right now, are one of just 2 teams in the Pacific Division who have won more games than they've lost this year. If you just remove loser point and look at every game as a win or a loss, the Ducks have 28 wins. That's the highest number in the division. The Sharks are the only other team who've won more than they
Sad
lost.
division, man.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a sad division.
Yeah.
Vegas is, if you, again, just straight up wins losses with the loser point, Vegas is 24 and 25. We're actually 2 games back on this one. That's an old one. Vegas is now 25 and 26. Edmonton's 26 and 27. So tonight, Edmonton can get back to true 500.
Like, when do the other teams catch up to us in games played?
Probably upcoming, I would assume.
I don't like this position. I'm the one that likes to have games in hand.
I think our Olympic break starts earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Anyways.
it starts on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Everyone else is Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, the Oilers play Wednesday. There are 7 games on Thursday, and then the rest of the break comes into effect after that. And then I think the Oilers come back maybe a little. No, they come
We're
back
actually
first.
not too far off now. Like the Ducks have only played 1 game less than we have, and the Vegas Golden Knights are 2.
Someone just said trap game for the Ducks. All right, let's give our picks. We didn't do them on Saturday, so we're good to just get right into it. Here's the standings for the year. I'm up. Liam down a little. Jay down a lot. But
We were
coming.
at
it's going to make the finish good because at some point you're just going to start taking the biggest swings possible. Aaron, you can flash up my picks for this evening's hockey game. I do think the Oilers will be able to get their offense going, so I'm going over 3.5 goals for the Oilers. 2 points for Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. Absolutely unreal run with the shot props. He's hit this in 7 or 8 in a row. Comes out to plus 200. I think they'll find a way to solve Husso. Liam, your pick.
a couple of shot props for me this evening. Zach Hyman and Evan Bouchard, plus 140. I just need a shot to go in.
This Ducks team's good, so I don't blame you for avoiding the money line. Jay, what did you cook up?
Oilers and Reg to beef up the winning odds. Connor 3+ points because the time is now.
Yeah.
And Hyman, shot prop.
It's been good.
it's the only thing that saved me on Saturday night. Oilers win, and I got blown out, but I had a nice bet on the Hyman Shaw prop at 4.
Very good. I had a great night.
So
on
I'm
Saturday.
a little bit of recency bias there, but this is probably what it's going to take for us to win this game.
Someone said Aiden commented, nobody took Bouchard and McDavid both to go 5+ points again. You can only get them as high as 4, but if you wanted to do that, plus 2,100 on the line at 365. Jay, thank you for popping by.
Thanks for having me.
It's 1:00, so we'll let you go. But you going to the game tonight?
No, sir.
Recovery night.
Yeah,
the
load
weekend
management.
The weekend was a taxing one for
Yeah, it
us
was
here.
a good weekend. Did you guys talk about it all?
No, we actually haven't. We're going to save it for the end.
Okay, well, great time in Jasper, I'm sure. More details to come.
Yeah, we'll tell some stories in a little bit. But thank you to Jay. We're going to get to our guest. He's brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You can take advantage of the value menu deal if you're like us and you're coming off a weekend that was filled with a whole bunch of fun, we'll say. You're probably not super inclined to want to cook today. You might just want to be lazy. Oodle Noodle, that's what they're here for. Take advantage of the value menu deal. Add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons to your order for just $2. OodleNoodle.ca. Felix Sicard from the Crash the Pond podcast and McKean's Hockey joins us. Felix, how you doing? Enjoying this duck season and this heater, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about, I guess, a bigger picture question here and look at this Ducks team because they started red hot. There was a bit of a dip and a lull there, and now they've won 7 in a row. So I guess I'll ask, what's present in their game when it's going well? What are the parts of their game that are fueling their wins that maybe wasn't there for that little down spell?
Yeah, it's really interesting because during the period where they were having the down spell, their overall 5-on-5 game was improving. They were playing better defensively. And now that they've been winning again, they've had some big injuries, Carlson, McTavish, Terry, and their defensive game has dipped back a little bit. But the thing that's fueling a lot of these wins throughout the entire season, the 2 things you can really point to is their elite offensive talent. The offense is really driving the bus. They're one of the best offensive teams in the league. Beckett Seneca is really taking off. And number 2, the thing that wasn't present during the losing streak is Lucas Dostal. His game has really come around. He's really looking like he did early in the season. So really this team's offense and its goaltending are the 2 big drivers.
Just on Beckett Seneca, obviously a hat-trick last night. I think it's fair to say one of the most surprising picks we've seen in the spot that he was taking. He seems to be backing it up. How has he been for the Ducks this season in his role?
Yeah, so when the season first started, I infamously said that he should go back to junior because he just didn't look ready. He was turning pucks over. He was getting out-muscled. He was looking like a rookie. And ever since then, the Ducks were patient with him. To their credit, they let him play through those mistakes. And now he looks strong. He's winning battles. He's limiting those mistakes. And that has allowed his offensive instincts and skill, which are elite, to take over. His shot is so lethal. His playmaking, his hands, he just sees things that other people don't. So credit to the Ducks. They were patient with him. They let him play through those kind of growing pains. And now he's driving the bus offensively.
I don't mean to put these sort of expectations on a player, but talking to you and describing how he looked and seemingly how quickly he's flipped a switch, that reminds me so much of Leon Draisaitl in his first 2 years. Draisaitl was picked. Again, Draisaitl was maybe more expected in that 3rd overall slot, but there were some publications that had Draisaitl at 6, 7, 8 that season. But the Oilers take him. He plays half a season. It didn't go well. They send him back to junior. The next year out of camp, the Oilers actually put him in Bakersfield. And by the end of that season, he had done enough to earn that $8.5 million extension and was an absolute beast. But Seneca, you see that size, and sometimes it just takes a guy with that size a little bit to learn how to piece everything together and kind of and I say this in a nice way, but takes them a while to grow up and find their game a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even in his draft year, the reason why it was so surprising is that he got picked that high is because he wasn't really on anybody's radar or most people's radar to start the season. And he had a growth spurt even during the year. I mean, I think he grew 5 inches the year prior to the draft. And so in this season, it's been kind of a encapsulation of his career so far where he started off rough and it looked like it wasn't going well. And then he really kind of grew into that body. You see it now along the boards. He's so much better at kind of accepting contact, rolling off of contact. So yeah, he's just a riser. That's just what he does. He starts slow, but now he's looking damn near unstoppable at times.
Joel Quenneville, obviously the new head coach in Anaheim this season, his first year there. What impact has he had on this team?
I think the biggest impact that he's had is that he's letting these kids play through their mistakes. That was the number one issue I thought under Greg Cronin, is that whenever a young offensive player would make a mistake or wouldn't play the quote unquote right way, whatever that is, they would see their ice time get reduced. They would sit for a shift or two, get scratched, what have you. Now these guys have the full green light. They can turn the puck over. They can make mistakes defensively, and they know they're going to keep playing. And as the season has progressed, those mistakes have kind of gone down a bit. They're still there, but they've gone down. But the offensive gifts are still there. So if I could really point to anything that Quenneville has done, it's really just believing in the kids.
Yeah, and honestly, like a veteran coach like that, that's almost like surprising to hear, isn't it?
It's very surprising. And it hasn't been, full green light. Like there have been times where guys have gotten benched for a period, but it's been very rare. And yeah, it's surprising to me too, especially because in this season, the Ducks really want to make the playoffs. It's, from the top down, ownership, GM, they want, that's their goal. And so you would think the kids are going to be the ones to kind of pay the price for that. And yet, no, they've just been letting them play through those mistakes. And I think that that's a huge credit to the coaching staff.
I liked a lot of what the Ducks did this offseason, like when they went and paid for a guy like Mikael Granlund, where it's like, ooh, maybe that's a little expensive, but it's short term. They have all the money right now. Like there's no cap space issues coming. They kept the term low, paid up on the AAV. Like I loved that addition. And they did, again, they wanted to hand over the crease to Dostal. So they move on from Gibson finally. And while Gibson is now having a great year in Detroit, like, I don't get the sense there's any regret there. Even Zegras to an extent. Like, do you think the Ducks regret that Zegras move, or is there sort of a sense both with the fan base and the organization that, like, hey, this is happening because he needed a fresh start?
Well, me personally, I wouldn't necessarily agree, but I think that generally that would be the feeling, is that Zegras staying in Anaheim, it just wasn't going to work out. The organization had different plans for how they saw him as a player, how they saw his utilization, and he had to go somewhere else to really take off. And we're seeing that in Philadelphia, how good he's been. On the flip side, what they got out of that deal, Ryan Poehling has really been a nice kind of depth piece for them. He's really provided stability down the middle. And right now with all the injuries, he's the second line center. So while I still think that Zegras would have really thrived in this environment, it has kind of worked out because of the way that the pieces have fallen together.
So what do you think the plan is with the trade deadline coming up? Because we always talk about the Oilers in 2017, where all they did at the deadline when they had McDavid and Draisaitl and those friendly cap hits was get David Desharnais. Like, do you think Anaheim's going to be a bit more aggressive?
I think so, yes, because we got the report over the weekend from Elliot Friedman that they are sniffing around Artemi Panarin now that the Rangers are announcing their retool or rebuild again. We got another letter. And so, yeah, I think they're going to be aggressive just because that's what the signals indicate. But I'm curious if they'll be able to pull it off, because it's going to be expensive to get Panarin. The Rangers want a lot. But I do think that regardless of what happens, the Ducks are going to add, because they're in the position to make the playoffs, like a true position to make the playoffs for the first time in years. And I just don't think that Pat Verbeek is going to let that slip away without really making sure he did everything he could to get them in. So, yeah, I think they're going to make some moves for sure.
And what's interesting about kind of where they are here compared to maybe some other teams around them in the standings, like we know Vegas and Edmonton, like they're all in every year, and Vegas has Rasmus Anderson. But when you look at those other teams that are fighting for that third spot in the Pacific, the Kraken are junk and are frauds, and I hate them, so they won't be buying. They should sell. But like San Jose is here way ahead of schedule. I could see them, as much as they went and got Sherwood already, but I could see the Sharks being like, you know what? We don't need to go trade first-round picks and all this because we're playing with house money right now. The Ducks don't have that mindset, right? For the Ducks, like this is the year you were supposed to be, you were supposed to be taking your step towards being a playoff team. So give your team every chance to accomplish that goal, right?
I think so. I agree with you that generally where the Ducks kind of sit compared to a team like the Sharks or the Kraken is that they are closer to that window where it's time to make the playoffs. That being said, we haven't really seen Pat Verbeek ever move significant assets to get anything. A lot of the trades that he's made, you think of like Chris Kreider, John Gibson, you go down the line, and it's kind of these minor deals or minor returns. even the trade with Cutter Gauthier for Jamie Drysdale, like that was a hockey trade. So while yes, I think that they are going to be aggressive, I am curious how much they're willing to part with to make that happen, because a first round pick, a top prospect, like now you're talking about real decisions having to be made.
What's the deal with Minchikov? I know his name's been thrown out there throughout the year, but like, is that a guy they maybe part with to try get a Panarin in the mix?
Minchikov's an interesting one because he came out and sort of requested a trade this season. I don't remember the exact wording, but there was a lot of kind of issues behind the scenes last year with him being unhappy about getting scratched. And then this year he started getting scratched again. He raised a stink, and then he basically never came out of the lineup after that. And to his credit, he has been very, very good, and he has kind of earned his ice time. But like you alluded to, there's a lot of young defensemen on this team, in this system. You've got Zellweger there. You've got Hellison. Ekholm is locked in. You've got Tristan Luneau down in the minors, Stian Solberg. So you're right. One of these guys is probably going to go because they can't all play, and they're some of your best trade chips. And especially with some of the guys in the system, the prospect guys, you want to trade them before the shine might come off once they graduate to the NHL.
Mm-hmm. Which is always the tough part of it. Like, organizations who draft well obviously have a big advantage, but the organizations who can look at a piece who maybe they picked 2 years ago and not just be in love with him because you picked him and he's your guy. Like, the teams that cut bait sometimes end up doing great things. Like, we were laughing about the Kotkaniemi thing in Montreal. Yeah. Like, Montreal being like, fine, Carolina, take the guy. Like, that's worked out well for them, but you got to make the reads have to be right, I guess is what I'm saying. Or you end up, Felix, watching Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg play for another team.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That must be really difficult. But you're right, though, that the Ducks have so many good young players. And at a certain point, to address other areas of need on the roster, those are your best trade chips. And you got to be careful, because even we saw with Zegras this summer, like now he's hovering around a point per game. And that does sting a little bit to lose that guy when, you have a pending UFA to show for it. So they have to be careful. But at a certain point, you can't just sit on these guys forever. Right, like it's only going to do you so much good to win the yearly, elite prospects or McKean's prospect pool rankings every year. So anyway, we'll see what happens.
Well, almost 10 years ago, 9 years ago, it was the young upstart Oilers in the playoffs against that veteran Ducks team. Yeah. We did this joke with San Jose the other day too, and now here we are 9 years later. It's the young upstart Ducks against that Oilers team who is trying to get over the hump. If the playoffs started today, it would be Edmonton and Anaheim in round one. I think we can both agree with the young talent on the Ducks. That would be a hell of a series.
Yeah, that would be a really fun series because I feel like both of those teams are really offensively driven. The Ducks don't really defend a ton. I don't know. I can't speak to the Oilers because I haven't really watched them that closely this year, but historically that's kind of been their reputation, as a bit more run and gun. And so a lot of goals would be scored in that series. It would be absolute theater.
It'd be awesome. Enjoy the hockey game tonight, and we might be having you back on for a round one preview in a few months. It's certainly trending that way. So enjoy the game. Thanks for popping on, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
So yeah,
there you go. A great follow on Twitter, by the way. Felix Sicard does a lot of prospect breakdown stuff for McKean's.
I'll go follow him.
Yeah, he did some good McKenna stuff the other day too. Some clips of Gavin McKenna. So he's buzzing around. No, Gavin.
Oh, Gavin.
Not our former colleague, Mike McKenna.
He's up to.
Should we do a little What's Trending?
Let's get into it.
All right. What's Trending is brought to you by our friends at Greta, our go-to party spot in downtown Edmonton. Arcade, bar, street food, but it's so much more than that. A great spot pre-game, post-game, or for the game with their elite TV setup. They got the Oilers game on the big drop-down projector whenever we're there. Sound on, all of that stuff. Check out our friends at Greta. Great lineup of weekly specials as well. Elliot Friedman has some trade stuff from both 32 Thoughts and from Saturday Headlines on the weekend.
Okay. Anything of note?
Panarin. Elliot says Dallas is a team Panarin would go to without an extension, because remember, he's got a full no-move clause.
Yeah.
He adds Anaheim, Washington, and LA as he has teams that make sense. Wonders about Vegas, Carolina, and Minnesota. No way Vegas can afford them. I don't think Vegas can find a way to make that money work. But LA's interesting because Friedman then followed up and said LA is asking some tough questions on where they stand and if trading futures to get better makes sense. The LA Kings, as it sit right now, are tied with San Jose for the final playoff spot.
No, it doesn't make any sense for them. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure they will go ahead and do it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ken Holland, I can't imagine he signed up to go to LA to be in a bit of a retool, rebuild, whatever you want to call it, right?
Nope, I don't think so at all. He also mentioned Utah as a team who he thinks could be itching to make a big move and pull the trigger on something.
So no mention of Edmonton with Panarin.
No mention of Edmonton with Panarin. One other thing that's trending from Friedman is that he could see Minnesota putting Jasper Wallstedt out on the trade market in order to land a big name forward or centerman. That is what they are looking for. Says his name has been out there before, and quote, we're all sitting there saying, what is he, Bill Guerin, going to use? And I think that might be the guy.
It makes sense.
I'm just so curious. So, like, let's try to build a Venn diagram of, like, teams that have legit high-end forwards that Minnie would want, teams that need a goalie. Because, like, I don't think St. Louis is putting up their hand and saying, we'll take on Jesper Wallstedt for Robert Thomas. That maybe doesn't fit what they want to do. Maybe there's a path where, like, they just trade Wallstedt for a first-round pick and a high-end prospect, then just a three-way trade and flip it. But that's always way easier in fantasy land than it is in the real NHL.
But I wonder if St. Louis, if hypothetically it's Robert Thomas, is able to move on from Hofer and just take on Wallstedt, and you have Wallstedt, Binnington.
Oh, that would piss off Binnington.
Yeah, but
maybe you move on from Binnington.
Yeah, if you can. He has a 10-team no trade list, so there's still plenty of options out there.
Yeah. San Jose wouldn't need a goalie. Seattle's good. Vancouver has too many. Chicago has their guy.
Maybe Philly.
Ooh, but who's Philly trading you? That's like a big, true impact forward. Like, is Philly... Owen Tippett?
They want a center, though.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good point. So, like, Tippett, Konechny, like, they don't fit that mold. Philly, you're right, could be the team who's like, all right, well, we'll trade Owen Tippett to wherever, and you're going to give us Wallstedt, and then whoever gets Tippett's going to trade a centerman, and, like, we're going to make something work there.
Because even, like, Tyler put in the chat, Svechnikov or Wallstedt, is like, Svechnikov's a winger. Yeah. They specifically came out and said, we want a number one center. Yeah. Which, I mean, they're not just falling off trees.
Mm-hmm. So then is there a team somewhere who, like, you're right, like Carolina says we want Wallstedt?
Yeah.
Or the Canes apparently are talking to Bussy about an extension already, by the way. Not that you would really let that get in your way, but is there a team who has a center and is like, ooh, if you gave me Svechnikov in a first-round pick. Oh, maybe that's how St. Louis gets looped in, though.
So there's been this theory for a while that the Hughes brothers will be reunited in New Jersey.
Oh, don't. There's no way.
What if somehow they reunited in Minnesota and Luke is the one left behind? Jack has no trade protection this season.
There's just no way they trade Jack
Hughes. I don't
Hughes.
think so either.
He's their franchise.
Wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Dawson Mercer is more of a winger than a center, right?
Yeah.
He says he's a center, but I'm pretty sure he's just down as a winger most of them. Oh, there's not many options, is it? Unless... Last one I'll throw out there, because why not? What if you went to the Ottawa Senators and we're like, we'll give you Jesper Wallstedt? I hear they have goalie problems.
Oh, fuck.
And you can give me Tim Stutzler.
Or Brady, and you just say, we don't care about the centers. We're just going to be so good on the wing.
Yeah, maybe that's where you go to. That'd be a really tough one to pull in season. I think Carolina's an interesting one, just in the sense of, like, we've seen them do it.
Yeah.
Dallas has done it, obviously, but I don't think they have much interest in Wallstedt.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, Dallas puts Elias Pettersson number one center. Again, I don't think Minnesota and Vancouver would pull off another major move.
No.
And like Ty said, there's just too many goalies in Vancouver right now. Unless somehow Demko is just done for the season, which wouldn't be that surprising.
Wallstedt for Giroux, plus Giroux is not Claude Giroux of 10 years ago.
No, he is not.
All right.
Freeman have anything else?
Not really. Nothing Oilers related, at least that I saw in the aggregators.
When are we getting in these conversations? And this isn't me calling out Bowman or anything, because I know he's actively going about things, but God damn it, it's never Edmonton.
Because I think it takes a really perfect type of player to be available for the Oilers to be interested.
That's fair. I mean,
it's got to be low cap hit, available for not a huge package, truly impactful. Like, all of these things need to be crossed off the list.
The Mangiapane thing is holding them back. I do think on one side of it, though, someone commented earlier, just being like, Freeman said the Oilers could move Mangiapane with ease. I do think the injury bug has caught up to the Oilers a little bit. That is like, we kind of need Mangiapane to play for us.
Yeah, but again, if he's healthy tonight.
That's what I mean. But now they finally got players. Like Happening's back.
Good point. All right, what's trending? We had an awesome weekend in Jasper.
We did have
Aaron,
an awesome
your
weekend.
first time coming along with us. Did I overhype it at all when I said it's the best weekend of the year?
So I'm gonna be real with you. I was like, how could that be better than going to Las Vegas for a weekend? Like,
way better.
I couldn't compute. Yeah, man, Tyler wasn't lying. It is a vibe, and there's so many people from the company, so many ridiculous games we play. I'm sore from playing hockey again. Haven't activated those muscles in a minute. It was a blast. The JPL, that was my first time there.
Oh, what a spot.
I said, the way I described it when I drove in, looked like an Italian mob compound. Like, it's just so big. There's so much stuff everywhere. I didn't even explore the whole place. It was unbelievable.
You don't have enough time. It's so big, but everything's so close. Like, they give you one of those maps, and you're like, damn, my cabin's like 4 away from where
Chalmers
everyone is.
got lost the one
then
night.
You just like takes
Chalmers
2
did get
seconds.
lost.
He had
Did
to
he
call
really?
the shuttle guy.
It was an awesome weekend. Tourism Jasper, Fairmont JPL, just do an awesome job. CHE Hockey puts on a hell of a tournament as well. So everything that went around, it was great. I went into town on Sunday too, hit up a couple of different spots and checked things out. Great to see that Jasper's rebuilding after the fire. I know, again, like going there last year, seeing in town versus now, like that was, again, really, really encouraging. So yeah, go out, support Jasper.
It was great.
and
The weather
next
was
year?
good too.
Yeah.
The weather held up. I mean,
was perfect.
It wasn't warm by any means, but it wasn't like
It was
ice cold.
classic ODR weather.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
good.
Although the first game that you guys played on would have been Saturday, there was a brisk breeze in the air.
Yeah, you don't notice when you're out there playing though.
No. Well, I was watching and whew,
Yeah.
it was cool. Good game, so
Yeah.
very competitive. It was I don't know if I got a chance to watch last time when I came out, but it's a small pond.
Yeah, there's not a lot of space to make plays.
No, it was
We
good,
lost 2 1-goal games, and then we blew out a team in our third one. So positive goal differential, but below 500.
And then both teams' handshake agreement did not play the B final.
Yeah,
What
we
would
didn't play
it
the B final. We went to the hot tub.
be? Fair enough.
It was great.
Tyler, something else happened this weekend as well.
Yeah, we do know the Super Bowl matchup. The Seattle Seahawks, in convincing fashion, cemented their spot in the Super Bowl, and the Patriots kind of just whimpered their way into it, but they're there.
Yeah, we did, baby. It's not a beauty pageant. It don't matter. I said this has got to be the least entertaining run a team has ever made to the Super Bowl. They said their 18 points per game they average is the lowest in the 2000s to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We're taking on the Texans, D difficult. Broncos, D difficult. Give me the Seahawks. We'll show Sam Darnold ghosts.
The game got crazy. With the weather, it was nuts. To go from like the start of the game was fine. Stidham made like a 50-yard pass, and I think every Patriots fan was like, "Oh no, maybe this guy is good."
I was terrified racing home. I got home at 1:30, so I did time it out well. But that happened when I was in traffic, and it's because I'm not on the couch. it's because of me.
But then he did nothing the rest of the game. The Patriots defense did do well. I think one part of it, which was interesting, is just like New England just didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to try and win the game because the Denver Broncos couldn't move the ball.
You could tell they were committed. Jarrett Stidham has to go down the field and score in a blizzard right now. Keep punting the ball. They'd run it 3 times and
they
punt
didn't even care. Like they made it on the commentary that one when they were kind of pinned back. And who was the commentators?
Nance and Romo.
Oh, it was Romo, yeah. And he just said they literally just threw the ball away.
Yeah,
like they just threw it out of bounds because they know Denver can't do anything. But then go on.
It was so good that we had the lead when the blizzard came.
Yeah,
that was
lucky.
That was key.
Especially in the fourth with the blizzard coming in your face. But then the other game was
good.
Awesome. What a fun game.
Absolute shootout.
I watched, my dad and my sister are huge Seahawks fans. And it's funny watching a game when you have nothing on the line and you watching it with someone, and at the end, he's just freaking out. He's like, they have no timeouts. And I'm like, Dad, they're fine. He's like, it's not over yet. Got to keep pushing. He's like, and then they turn the ball over. The Rams are like 15 seconds to get the ball down the field. He's like, they could get up there. I'm like, that is a lot to ask. They did not come
stayed in
close.
bounds and it was over.
But that was a really fun game. I think it will be a good Super Bowl because New England, if Seattle can get a hold of the game, the Patriots are going to have to play.
Yeah.
So it should be fun.
Haven't seen them actually run an offense in a couple of weeks here.
Yeah. So
but
we'll
do you
see.
guys remember the last time the Pats played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl?
What a game. I kept saying that to my dad too. It's like your revenge. Hopefully Malcolm Butler.
And then I liked on the Sam Darnold, his history against Patriots. I get he has Jets disease. But my God, those numbers are brutal. And guys talk about it that like sometimes it's just the team, the area, the colors. I don't know. Maybe Sam Darnold doesn't like America.
he's
He hates red, white, and blue.
He's just not the Sam Darnold that played the Patriots.
Has he played them since he left the Jets?
No, I don't think so. And Ty, if anyone respects Sam Darnold, this man
You
right
love
here.
Sam,
It's
yeah.
this man
He's a
right
good
here.
player. Any news on the Bills front with the new
No.
coach? I saw Philip Rivers pulled out his name from the coach.
Did he? Thank God.
Thank God.
I think they might hire that Jackson. I think it's either going to be Dable or that guy from Jacksonville. So the guy from
he pulled out his name from the Browns.
he pulled out his name from the Browns and then also negotiated a raise with the Jags. And I think someone reported that his only out with the Jags
head coach job.
is that the head coach job in Buffalo.
Oh, wow.
He is not going to interview anywhere else, I think is the word he gave the Jags.
So he's their OC, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's their OC.
Interesting.
I
Well,
like
that's good.
Dayball too, dude.
Yeah,
don't think that'd
I
be
mean,
bad
I
either.
didn't know he coached there before.
Yeah, he was their OC when they were like setting records offensively.
He was with the Giants for so long and did basically
3 or 4 years.
He was
I
with
think
the
it was
Patriots
4
before the
years.
Bills too.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
Way too early Super Bowl same game parlay.
Drake made 200 pass yards.
He didn't even get that yesterday. I bet
I know,
on that.
but we're
was
playing.
the
We're
last
playing
time?
indoors now.
Oh, that's no. It's outdoors.
Well, I guess yeah.
He's only hit that once in his last 4 games.
Okay, I will go with Kenneth Walker over 50 yards rushing.
Yep.
I know it seems low, but he's just first half electric, dies out.
His over under for the game is
73.
102.5.
Okay, I'll take that back. Smith and Jigba.
His over under for receiving in the game is
Anything less than 100, it's perfect.
91.5.
Perfect.
So this is what I had. Darnold 200 passing yards,
Okay.
JSN touchdown,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
one.
Seahawks -6.5, plus 360.
Minus 6.5.
Juice them up.
Just bitter.
I'm gonna smoke them.
Gonna smoke.
I'm gonna smoke
Just
'em.
letting your heart get in the way. You'll get disappointed again. It's fine. It's fine.
You're so Pats are.
The game is not.
It's
at SoFi.
unfair that
It's
we
in
get
San
to do this.
Francisco.
I understand, but life is not fair, gentlemen.
The should be a good game. Hopefully that electrical plant doesn't get in the way of anything. If we're
We're not practicing around there.
is anyone?
I don't think so.
I was gonna say if they both are relatively close and there's a significant injury in that game, then we got a mystery on our hands, folks. We're gonna need Scooby Doo and the gang
I
to
will
crack this
riot.
one.
Reggie. Carson Soucy's apparently getting traded to the Islanders.
Yeah, I wonder
Everybody.
what that'll be. I think the Oilers need this to be a low deal.
Yeah.
To set the market a little bit.
Yeah.
Hopefully a 5th round pick. But also in division it probably might be a little bit higher, which also could help the Oilers in a way, I suppose.
One more thing to promote. NationGear.ca. I think you only have like 2 more days if you want to get on the nation vacation to Vegas.
Oh wow. Get on it.
So again, like I think the deadline for us to get the names to the flight company is Wednesday. So
Okay.
your last chance. Again, you can do the 20% deposit thing and all of that, and then when the day comes, you got to pay the rest of it. But NationGear.ca, flights, hotel, tickets to the game, food and booze at the game because we're on that main level terrace. It's all included. It is a banging deal when you factor all that in, and then also Circa, our hotel. At the restaurants and bars in the hotel are honoring the dollar. It's the dollar on par promotion that they're doing, which is
Nice.
pretty sweet. So a great chance, nationgear.ca. Also, the McHuge shirt has launched on nationgear.ca. You can get it in black or white. The nickname that Ryder came up with for the McDavid, Nugent Hopkins Hyman line, McHuge.
Nice,
Got a
I
great
like
shirt for
that.
that. All right. That is a wrap on today's edition of the show. Tomorrow, we'll break down the win.
I got one more thing. Sorry, I just remembered. I know we're not a big junior hockey show.
No.
But the Penticton Vs are on a 14-game win streak right
Jesus,
now.
you guys
which
aren't
is
losing.
insane. For people who don't know, they're an expansion team. It's nuts. They're second in their conference behind Everett, who's like still 10 points ahead. Crazy. They beat Red Deer yesterday. They played 3-3 this weekend. Then they won 6-0, 5-0, and then won last night 5-3. It's incredible. There you go.
When do they play next?
I think they play again on the weekend. One game.
Tonight, Edmonton, Anaheim, 6:30. It's a prime game, everybody.
Oh,
Thursday.
does that mean we get Thomas Hickey tomorrow, maybe? We could ask him.
I should ask him.
Maybe tomorrow. If not,
He's usually traveling. If he's on the game, we'll talk to him.
yeah.
Tomorrow or Thursday, Edmonton, San Jose. Saturday is Minnesota. So in these next couple of days here, we'll get everything sorted out. Have some
Exciting.
good shows for you.
Yep.
More deadline talk. Jeff Merrick will be on one of the shows. Pagnotta, I think, is a little bit later on this week, but still.
Is he
Get him.
coming to town soon, or is
I
that
don't know.
after the break?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I just remember him saying it.
All right, that is a wrap on today's edition of the show. Aaron, who you got on pre and post game tonight?
Me and Michael Menzies.
Michael.
It's on Monday, and it's on Prime.
It's on Menzies.
It's on Menzies.
Okay, that's a wrap. Pre and post at 5:30 tonight because it's a 6:30 puck drop. Enjoy the game tonight, everybody, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Noon Mountain, oil up. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a